Hey, James Eagleman here. Today I'm going to go over as fast as I can how to basically true your BC quickly using Eagle Ballistics. And Eagle Ballistics is probably one of the easiest ballistic solvers out there for doing this. But what I want to do real quick is let's build this profile. So this is gun number 1 that we use in the school here. So if I go into the settings in the bottom right in Eagle Ballistics, click the folder, and hit the plus sign, it's going to drop down something called unnamed 308. It's just a starting point. Click the settings again, and the first thing I want you guys to realize is you should be on advanced mode, not basic, when you're trying to put in all your inputs for the ballistic solver. I'm going to name this gun number 1 test, because I already have a gun 1 in here. And next, by the way, I broke this down into blocks. So block 1 is everything about your rifle and scope, block 2 is about your bullet, and block 3 is about your 0. So let's stick on the rifle and scope. Push on barrel twist. If it's a right hand twist, it should be a plus, left is a negative. So 8 twists, since this is a 6.5 Creedmoor. This is where you select MOA or mil. And then scope height. What I want to do is find center of the barrel to center of the scope erector to where the crosshairs are. And since this is a first focal plane scope, they're up here. And your firing pin hole in your bolt is going to be about as center of the barrel as you can get. So on this terminus Zeus action, I know that to be exactly right here. I got a piece of cloth stuck in here from when I cleaned it a little bit ago. All right, so I am going to click on the tool that looks like a ruler. We're going to slide it up the top line to center of the scope, and we're going to pull the bottom line down to center of the firing pin hole or the recoil lug and hit set scope. Done. That quick, that easy. Now, I write on the scopes at what percentage they track. If you haven't done a tall target test, there's a video I do on the YouTube channel that actually walks you through how to do a tall target test to find out at what percentage your scope tracks. So under scope correction, I already know this scope tracks 0.99646. This is that tracked with the Eagleman reticle. We are now done with the rifle and scope block. We're in the bullet block. I'm going to click on the book. Hornady ammunition, we got it right here. .264 caliber, 140 ELD match. When I hit select, it drops in a ballistic coefficient. So this is a ballistic coefficient that the solver has created based on me doing this over a long time. But to be fair, I'm going to put in Hornady's BC. And you can see Hornady has a BC of 0.326. So let's put that in there, 0.326, and hit set. So at this point, we're done except for what? We need to get our velocities. I have a Garmin sitting right there, so I am going to go ahead and get the velocity. So stand by while I set up the camera, and I'll be right back. All right, so I got the camera on a 100-yard plate. So what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to get my 0 or check it and get the velocities at the same time. Now, normally I do 5 to 10 rounds for a 0 and for a velocity. I'll just do 3 just for video, but you should always do at least 5 rounds to try to find a good velocity, right? All right, let's see what we're looking at. Parallax. All right, on the right-hand side of the paper, I have a staple. That's going to be my target. Just to the right of the staple by about 1/4 inch. I got my first velocity. Checking level. Hit exactly where I was aiming. Oops. Got class today, so I'm trying to make sure everything falls in the box. All right, let's do one more. Okay, so elevation's perfect, left and right is just me. So real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in. Let's grab our chronograph. Again, I would never do this with just 3 rounds. Oops, I wiggled it. Come on, hurry up. Okay, 27.17, but our average was 27.04. Now I'm going to leave this running since we only did 3 rounds. Again, you should do a minimum 5. So let's type that in. So our average velocity is 27.04, hit set. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to the 0 block. We can see our elevation's perfect. So let me go ahead and turn on scope angle lock. Now, if I had a little bit of a problem with 0 height or 0 offset, I would put that in there. So let's go straight up to the heads up display. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the camera, inclination and azimuth, and we're going to aim it at the 1,000 yards and hit set. And it says that we're at 50 degrees right now, we should be at 29.5 minutes. So let's go up here to 29.5. And I could already tell you that's going to be wrong, because we're using a factory BC. So Eagle Ballistics will find its own ballistic coefficient based on the curve that I use inside of this for the solver. All right, again, stand by while I move the camera to the 1,000 yards. Okay, so got the camera recording. We're gonna go ahead and chew this BC. I tried to do it 15% in front of transonic. We're gonna go to 900 yards. It's actually 902 set. I'm gonna grab the compass direction to the target. Got it. So it says 25 minutes. Okay, let me check wind. Maybe 1 mile an hour left to right, okay? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Now remember, this is using the factory BC right now, okay? All right, let me get on target. We are recording pretty shot up. Let's go target number 4. Level looks good. Parallax is good. We're gonna push left about a half a minute. Under the plate, again, factory BC, so we know that's not right. So let's go to 26 minutes. By the way, that velocity was 26.64. That's pretty low compared to what we had originally. I did restart the chronograph. I'm going to get new velocities while we're doing this. All right, I am pushing left half minute. Just above the bullseye, about 2 inches high. Those circles are 2.5 inches. Waiting for the suppressor heat to clear. And that one is, come on, heat, go away. Just below the bullseye, so I think we're about there. Let's do another one. Again, I got the chronograph running. That was 26.83 on velocity. All right, I'm gonna cut the wind to, well, still half. Waiting for the heat up the suppressor to clear. That was the bottom of the plate. And so you guys know that I'm not being mean. 26.57. That was quite a bit lower than what we've been shooting. Again, what you get when you shoot factory ammo. Okay, all right. Back on target. Just below the bullseye. All right, so we're about a 1/4 minute low, so I'm gonna bring it up another quarter. We're now sitting at 26.25 when originally we were supposed to be at basically 25. So give me a second. Get this trued up. Almost there. Waiting. I think that's right in the bullseye. All right, so we now know our correct data. We're gonna go in Eagle Ballistics, go to the settings. We're gonna go to the BC and a velocity. So we're now at an average of 26.72, and that was 7 shots. All right, and we know the BC's wrong. So first of all, let me unlock and relock. Now, I did put a 9 o'clock wind in here at 1 mile an hour, but it's only about 0.5 mile an hour. It was nice of my wife, all right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back, and we always wanna put crosswinds in there for aerodynamic jump. Let's click on the BC button, and we know we're really sitting at 26.25. Hit set. It says our BC is not 0.32, it's 0.31. Hit set, and we're perfect on elevation. Let's try something close. So we're gonna go straight to 402 yards. It says the dial 6 3/4. And let's see if our BC is correct at close. You check BC far and near. 15% in front of trans, and then near. So we'll go to 400 yards. And of course, that's all shot up. But these guys really tore it up. All right, let me get the camera set up on the 400. Okay. Sorry about that, but these guys have been hunting with family and friends here, and it's just a mess. All right, here we go. 400 yards. We'll shoot target number 1, I guess. All right, I'm gonna aim right edge of the orange dot just to see the impact. And it's exactly where it hit. Okay, so we trued it far, 15% in front of trans. We included wind. We got compass direction for vertical Ealtovis. And then we trued it near to make sure everything lines up, and it does. It lines up perfectly. Now, I'm done. Very fast to true your BCs and to build a gun profile in Eagle Ballistics. Now let's just have one shot at the golf balls at 1,000 yards. I do that every class that I'm getting set up for. And let's try it. I only get one shot. My students get 10, I get 1. So stand by. Now, you know, if I hit this, I gotta go play the lotto. All right, 1,000 exactly. And we're gonna set compass direction. There we go, 31.25. So there's 31.25. All right, let's see what we got. Now, as long as the velocities stay, we should be sitting pretty good. All right, and it says we're about a minute left. All right, there's the hill, and I can't see anything. Waiting for the suppressor heat. Parallax is good. All right, guys, as soon as I get a shot, about that high above it. Okay, one more shot, just for the fun of it. Waiting. Not too bad. I hit it on the second shot. Not bad for an old guy. All right, BC's perfect. Ready to go. Enjoy. Have a great day, and I got to go teach class.